Hey.
This is PotterCast 9 3/4. We're going to do something a little different here on PotterCast this week. What are we doing, guys?
Or we may be already doing this, depending where I splice this in.
We've been doing this for a while. This part's PotterCast, so this is the opening of PotterCast.
That's right.
Okay, PotterCast. Hello there. My name is John. How are you doing?
If we sound a little bit out of it, it's because we are trying a new thing for the first time in, 15 years.
Oh my gosh. It's called crack cocaine.
No.
What did he say?
It's called crack cocaine. I think I hear someone else laughing. Who's that?
It is.
Hi there.
We have a Brianna.
A little pretty Bre over here.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Bre.
Long-time fans of the show might remember good old Bre here, my longtime girlfriend from the tour and PotterCast vlogs, Merch Girl, and all the other fun things.
Finding Hogwarts.
And Finding Hogwarts.
Of course, yes.
Director.
Yeah. So a little while ago, Frack came to us and wanted to try something, and I'm going to let him pick it up from here.
Yeah, Mr. Frack.
Yes. So I have been playing a game for about 3 years now. It's a game that some of you might be familiar with. A game of chance and story, blah, 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 blah. It's called D&D. And
what does that stand for? What does that mean? What are these D's and D's?
Do not disturb.
It's kind of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And so I've been wanting to play Dungeons and Dragons for probably close to 10 to 13 years now, but I just never was able to. And then about 3 years ago, I found a group of friends up here in Vancouver that let me play with them. And I've been playing it long enough now that I get an understanding of DMing. And I was like, I want to start DMing. And then I was like, I think it'd be fun to do one with John, Melissa, and Bre. And then I was like, it would be really fun to do that if I could do a story or a campaign that is Hogwarts.
I love it. I like where you're thinking here, man.
And then I developed this idea, and then once I had an idea that was tangible enough for me to kind of like put my hands on and kind of feel in my fingers, I was like, okay, I'm going to see if John, Melissa, and Bre are up for it. So I talked to them all.
And we were like, we've never ever played this. None of us had ever played it.
Yeah. And I was like, I was really intimidated to do it until I started listening to some D&D podcasts, the main which of the Adventure Zone. The McElroy brothers and their father do a podcast playing D&D, and they played it so just like they were learning while they were playing, and it was just them getting along and just being a family. And like, you guys are my family, and so I figured like it'd be so much fun for us to start.
Yeah,
like another reason to kind of like be more like more present in each other's lives and tell a really fun story. And who doesn't want to go to Hogwarts?
No one does not want to go.
We've thought about going to Hogwarts a few times.
We tried to find it. We've literally gone to Scotland and asked random passersby on the street.
Hogwarts, Bre.
Yes, here we go.
No, but Frankie, when you came to us with this, and it was first like a little like, so I've never played D&D proper, but I played like one tabletop role-playing game once, and I know it's cool and it's intimidating a little, but when you came to us and said like, we can do all this together, God, that made so much sense, because I'm never more comfortable than I am with you all. And so I started listening to the Adventure Zone, and then about 3 episodes or whatever, a couple episodes into listening to that, we played our first game. And then after we played our first game, I just fell in so much love, and like the world of what is possible with this game really opened itself to me, and I'm so excited for what is possible here. But John and Bre, how did you feel when? How did you feel about all this?
Yeah, how did you guys feel when I asked you? Because I want to ask you 2 questions now. Like how did you guys feel when I approached you about it?
I even to this moment still don't know a hell of a lot about D&D, but you know, Bre and I have been into role playing for years now, so like I'm just fucking with you.
Jesus.
Way to introduce Bre to the podcast.
This will be fun.
Tell us what your thoughts are, sweetheart. What do you think about the D&D?
Well, Frankie suggested that we listen to that podcast, and so neither one of us did.
Right. But I mean,
but it was so much fun to do still. Like, I wasn't worried because, like Melissa said, I'm super comfortable with you guys. After all the tours and everything.
Yes,
cohabitating a minivan for
level
months
of comfort.
on end.
Yeah. You can't not be comfortable with each other after like literally 3 weeks in the back of a Kia Sport.
This is true.
Yeah. But it was really, really fun.
So that first session, we had no idea what the hell was going to... And that first session is like what's going to be on this... that will be the PotterCast this week.
That leads me into my next question. Like, how do you guys feel now that you've played once? Well, what did you guys like... How do you guys feel now?
It makes so much more sense now, and I totally get it. And I think that it could potentially be very addictive.
You think it's worth the, like, I think some people, and I want to encourage other people out there who've wanted to play this game and felt like intimidated, because it really is a game where you need someone to kind of invite you in.
Yes, yes, it is.
It almost feels like group fan fiction.
Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
it
like,
really
I've been into fan fiction before. I mean, I was into fan fiction before I was even into fan sites and podcasts and all of that stuff. But I've never tried to actually write any of it. But it's always been kind of one of those things where, like, I think there are a lot more people out there that wonder whether or not they could than actually go through it and do it. And when you're doing it with friends, it's almost like, you know, the barrier to start and continue with it are completely on the ground, because you just bring it out of each other, and it's really interesting how
I like that you call it fan fiction. That's really insightful.
The thing that I was so like worried and excited about it once is that, like, I'm no actress, because that involves using your face and your body, and that's something I've never quite been comfortable with. But I do enjoy just being goofy, and it turns out I actually enjoy the role-playing part of this all.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. I didn't think that I would even be doing it that way, but I just started to, because I guess some people will just say everything like third character, I think, right?
Yeah.
And I ended up using an accent.
It was great. It was so great.
I love your character so much.
I'm so happy. Oh, no, it's funny. Me and Bre were chatting this week, and what's really cute is Dolly in actual timeline is like 11 now.
Oh my God.
Because we made her up on tour.
Right. Okay, wait, let's explain. So Dolly was a character that Bre would, like, just for fun, slip into a lot on tour. It was Dolly and Hunter.
Right.
And Dolly
and Hunter.
Frank, do you want to explain, before we get too far into, can you explain, like, the general overarching, like, what are, because why is there a Southern girl named Dolly at Hogwarts?
Oh, yes. So the story I devised that I thought would be really fun and a nice vehicle to kind of like introduce like Hogwarts as a new environment to characters, to my PCs, as the DMs call them. Sorry, my PCs being Melissa, John, and Bre. You guys are all magical students going to a magical school or being homeschooled in magic. And you are going to be a transfer student at Hogwarts. And so I had them look over the characters and classes. Everyone's going to be human. That's one thing that's going to be like more homebrewy about this one. There's not going to be a lot of different races as much as there would be in a classic D&D game. But that's, I think, a conceit for, you know, being at Hogwarts and kind of like existing in that world in a fanfic way. Yeah. So yeah, they're going to be transfer students from other schools to Hogwarts.
And the reason that we're putting this here on the PotterCast feed is that we understand that a lot of you are probably into D&D, but some of you might not be, and understand that Frank's been really into it for a while. We are learning this at the same way, but hopefully...
And I'm learning to DM. Like, this is my first time doing it. So, like, I'm learning along the way. I'm going to be very transparent with how I kind of are problem solving, so I don't know if it's going to be fun, but I like to explain certain bits of it. Sometimes I won't, but it's going to be fun. And I honestly want your guys' feedback, too. So, like, if you guys thought it was fun, let us know because we want to do more.
So the name of the podcast is going to be Roll 9 3/4. The first episode will be on here, and then you can like go subscribe. Use on like social. Tell us what you thought with the hashtag Roll 934. Everything hashtag Roll 934 so that we can see what you thought, what kind of input you have. We really want, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Frankie, I think we really want there to be like input as we go from people.
Yeah, because this is what's so fun about this is it's kind of like magical improv. And so improv, like you do get participants from the audience and stuff like that. So I want to know what you guys would want to do at Hogwarts. You know what I mean? Because like I'm going to be writing the story kind of, you know, like, but at the same time, all four of us are, because we built these characters that they have they have such free will that like I have to react to their choices. And so I'm still going to be trying to tell a story through their choices. And so if there's something like, if you guys like your Hogwarts experience, I don't know.
Well, why don't we John and Bre, tell us about your characters.
Do you want us to talk about yours first, babe?
No.
Okay. So my character is this little fella called Karl. And Karl's from a family in Ohio, Columbus in particular.
Wait, you guys. Don't talk too much about your characters.
Basic outline.
Okay.
Like, just think about the class.
He's from the Midwest. He's a human character person. He's a bard, right? Is that right?
There we go. Yeah.
He's a bard. He's pretty cool with music, and that kind of influences his magic a little bit.
There you go. Good.
And
be
what else?
teasy about it.
Is that enough?
A lot of the stuff, like we have exposition's going to be revealed through roleplay.
Yeah,
He's got a perfectly round head.
Does he? I didn't know that.
No, he doesn't.
He should.
No, he does.
A perfectly round head? What do you mean?
He's got a head like a flippin' orange, is what they've told him most of his life.
He's got a head like an orange. Okay, cool.
Okay.
We're learning things here together.
We're learning.
And then Bre's character, we talked about a little, but...
Yeah, so I play a sorcerer. Do I say a wild sorcerer, Frankie?
Yeah, wild magic sorcerer.
A wild magic sorcerer named Dolly. She's 12 and grew up in the southern part of the United States, and she was homeschooled, so she's not coming from another wizarding school. And and she has a chicken that she calls Carrot.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, Carrot.
Carrot.
Oh, Carrot.
I love it.
I am playing a druid named Amelia Aragosta.
Nice.
Aragosta means lobster in Italian.
Very nice.
And she's from New York because I can't do other accents, and I'm just gonna stick. I'm just gonna stick with New York.
Perfect.
And she's very. She wants to be very helpful.
She's very precocious.
She's very well intended.
Yeah.
And and it's so much, and I just did not expect it to be as fun as it was the first time around. Holy smoky.
So much fun.
So we're going to put the first episode on the feed. We hope you enjoy it. Go subscribe to Roll 9 3/4. Just search it in your podcast feed. We'll put a link in the show notes. And then if you liked it, tell people. Hashtag Roll 934 and just link to it and like tell people that there's this fun thing happening where it's Hogwarts D&D, which is like never, I haven't seen it. Have you guys seen this?
Better not see it.
And that's why I kind of
soon.
wanted to take it. I kind of wanted to strike while the iron was hot, kind of like who doesn't want to play like that? And then like, honestly, I'm even fine with people, if users want to like roll students and build students for me before I can to populate Hogwarts, just build some low level, like level 1, level 2, level 3 wizard, sorcerer, or warlocks.
Oh, you can use their names.
Exactly. Just roll characters. Yes. You guys can submit me those like in PDFs or something. I could populate. Like it'd be so easy for me to be like, okay, this student is getting in. Is the one you bump into. Like
and then we can like put a student list up on the website and stuff, and it's gonna be great.
Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun.
I don't know anything about like all the other classes, but like, are there like non-humans that could be like house elves or like goblins or anything?
You're gonna have to find out.
Oh my gosh!
So, do we just go into it now?
Let's do the thing, guys. And if you want more, find us on the iTunes or wherever podcasts are sold, right? Shoot.
Sold. It's very free. I want to make that very clear.
Oh, no, it's super free.
This podcast is free.
We'll appropriate all of your trademark names. This is a free thing.
Thanks, everybody, and I hope you like it because there's a lot
give
more.
It a shot.
I have a lot more planned.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Get your dice, y'all.